bring in now the Deputy Digital Political Editor of the Daily Express, Dan Falvey. Look, Catherine was talking there about the fact that there isn't a unity candidate or a mechanism to depose the Prime Minister, but it's a depressing state of affairs if that's the only reason that you're leaving somebody in the top job in the land.
Absolutely. Normally, when you come in as a Conservative leader, there is a year's grace period before any sort of challenges to leadership can be made. We're now talking that there are talk about can they change the rules to get rid of her sooner and get rid of her in the next days or weeks. And don't get us wrong, Liz Truss understands how precarious her position is. Source in Number 10 was saying to me yesterday that she appreciates the next 24 to 48 hours are critical. She is well aware that her leadership and her premiership is on the brink, and she's fighting for survival right now.
So you've got kind of the credibility of Liz Truss, and then you've got the moment the government's plan to introduce these spending cuts at some point. And we don't really have much detail about where the axe is going to fall. And there are going to be some really difficult political choices for Jeremy Hunt and the Conservative Party, and Conservative MPs will have to vote it through the Commons. They're difficult choices for them to make.
Yeah, absolutely. And Liz Truss, in the leadership contest in the summer, said that she didn't want to return to austerity. And that's exactly what we're now going to get. So she's having to... This is a massive U-turn for her. It's going to be very difficult for her politically. It's going to be very difficult for Conservative MPs to have to turn around to their voters and their constituents and explain why they're doing this.
But, of course, they're not going to call for a general election, are they? Because it will see them losing their jobs. So may the Conservative Party decide that the best option is to keep a zombie Prime Minister in office, with Jeremy Hunt, the de facto Prime Minister, calling the shots from Number 11?
I think all the normal rules are out right now. It's going to be... every MP is fighting for their own survival. As you said, they've looked at the polls, they've seen how precarious their own jobs are. Any kind of discipline that they might have wanted in Number 10 is gone. They can ask MPs to vote through their measures, but I imagine every Conservative MP is going to be looking and going, would my constituents want me to back this? I'll do what I think they want best to see if I can keep myself in a job. So all the normal rules are out right now.
Yeah, so do you think you'll... I mean, it was like there'll be some skill will have to be applied to cutting these, to making these spending cuts or efficiency savings, whatever you want to call them. Do you think that they will go for benefits rising in line with wages or inflation?
I think the signals we were getting from Jeremy Hunt yesterday are that they're going to rise in line with inflation. He was talking about the importance of being a compassionate, caring government, one nation government. It was all the sort of language you would expect would be made before announcing that benefits are going to rise with inflation. I think it was very difficult to hear him use that language and then turn around and say that they weren't going to go ahead with that.
Yeah.
Look, on a human level, I think everybody watching Liz Truss can see a woman under enormous pressure and feel a level of compassion. The comparisons so unfortunate, aren't they, between Penny Mordaunt and Jeremy Hunt, who stood at the dispatch box, very comfortable, very witty, and moving between items very well, and Liz Truss last week at PMQs and then at the press conference on Friday. Will she attend PMQs tomorrow, do you think? What's your prediction? Because, I mean, that's going to be very difficult for her to defend an agenda that she didn't want, and her own agenda having been trashed.
She has to be at PMQs. If she's not at PMQs, that is, quite frankly, the end. It is a constitutional duty to be at PMQs. If she doesn't turn up, she will be gone.
Yeah.
But as I said, sources recognise the next 24 to 48 hours are critical. She knows that PMQs may be her only opportunity now to save her premiership. She has to go on and put on a good performance tomorrow if she's to have any chance of surviving.
OK.
Dan, really good to see you. Thank you for that. Lots of you getting in touch with us this morning.